Welcome to the March to College presentation by the Baker College Online chapter of the National Society of Collegiate Scholars. My name is Ashley Gutowski and I'm the chapter's president, and I will be your host today. We are so glad that you gave us a few minutes of your time. Please feel free to contact myself or any other chapter members with any questions, comments, or just to talk after this presentation. You'll see at the end of the slideshow that we'll run some basic contact information. So again, thank you for coming today. 35,778. It seems like an innocuous number when typed on the screen. But can any of you guess what this number represents? Drum roll, please. This is the approximate number of high school dropouts in Michigan alone for the 07-08 school year. And dropout rates are noticeably higher for those in a disadvantaged category such as race, gender, or low income levels. So as you can see, even in an advanced nation such as the U.S., this is a problem. So we'd like to show you today that there are opportunities out there for every person, not only to graduate from high school, but to take a step towards finding your dreams and the right college for them. There are so many different colleges and programs available out there for every different interest, belief system, and life situation. So no matter where you come from or what you've been through, there are options. There are scholarships and financial aid in abundance. So contact a school that you're interested in, or maybe your guidance counselor at your high school, if you're interested in finding out more. When attending college, you'll be putting in a large amount of time and money investment into your school, so you want to be confident and pleased with the results. So take the time to do your research on different colleges and find the one that matches your ideals and dreams. Among your options, you may increasingly find online colleges. This can be a fantastic opportunity for many students. For instance, those that live in a rural area may need to work through college or maybe even have children. You do want to do your research, like I said. You want to make sure with any online school that they are accredited and that students are being employed. But that said, even if you don't want to choose an online college, you may find yourself taking at least one online course in high school or college. So we'd like to take this opportunity to give you a little advantage. We would like to walk you through our online campus so you're familiar with the basic setup, and so you can see how going to school from your own living room could work. So follow along with me. Here you see the main webpage for Baker College. You can see the Current Students tab outlined in red. This has important items for students of our college. Once the Blackboard link has been clicked, the student can enter their login information and this personalized page would open. The page you're seeing is similar to that of a physical college campus, except you can tailor this one to your needs. You can have different information about specific locations, or you can have your courses posted up there, announcements, or different organizations or clubs. As you can see, there's highlighted in red right now, My Courses. This is where you'll have the different classes you're enrolled in for each quarter, and you can enter into them by clicking on the links here. In the My Announcements section, which is currently highlighted, it will show any announcements that have been posted by your teacher or the college staff that are important to you or to students at the time. The My Organizations section lists different clubs or collegiate-sponsored organizations or groups that you may be enrolled in through the Blackboard community system. For example, the National Society of Collegiate Scholars is on there. So when you follow the link, you can join in different discussions or information that these groups have posted. Now follow me as we move into the next step. The page you see here is Baker's Community tab. You can see the My Organizations that were in your personalized campus page. This community system is an interesting, important area for students to interact. As you can see, there are several different communities available, and these are all set up similar to a classroom where students can chat or read important information about that specific group. Some of the available groups that you can see here are different clubs like NSCS, Career Services, and the 100% Online Student Organization. That you can see highlighted in red right now, and this is where online students can come to talk about their classes or even things like buy and sell textbooks. The library has become a quintessential symbol for college. Enrolling in an online school doesn't eliminate this resource. As you can see on the screen right here, Baker College has provided an online library for their students to access. The Databases tab, which is highlighted in red right now, takes you to a huge selection of materials, which includes articles, scholarly references, and books for your research purposes. This library can be accessed directly from any online course with the Blackboard system. Further below databases, you can see the Citation tab highlighted. It's extremely important for college students to cite their resources. That way they give credit to the original source of the material. However, they can be really tricky. So this tab's an excellent source to help students get through those tricky citations. In any classroom, it's important to get to know your instructor. That's why one of the very first things you should do when you enter into an online class is find out about your teacher. With our system, there's a specific tab, which we show here for the instructor contact information. We have a very condensed version. We've taken out all the personal information for their safety, but they provide their name, email address, and generally a work phone number in which you can contact them in an emergency. Most of them will provide their location and the hours in which they operate. They also provide a biography about themselves, so you can get to know where they went to school, what type of job they've done, and often if they have a family. This information helps you feel more connected to the people you're working with in the online environment, and it also can make sure that you feel confident in your instructor and asking questions about their work. The slide opening now is another important area of a classroom. This is called your course information. One of the most important things to do as soon as you start a new class is to look at your syllabus. This is for both an online class and a physical campus. In the syllabus, you'll find information such as grading instructions, coursework due throughout, and information about your teacher and participation. Also, you can see on this slide what's called the course description. That's kind of self-explanatory. It obviously describes the course you're in. With an online classroom, many students buy used books. It is absolutely important that the students check the textbooks area and software area here, as shown about on the third area down. As you can see here, there is a book listed for the class and specific software that this student had to buy, so you want to make sure that these things are correct before you start the class. The next thing is called Student Learning Outcomes. This will go over anything that they're trying to convey academically. It will list specific objectives and outcomes that they're hoping to achieve by the end of the course. Also on this page is very specific things to bakers, such as writing instructions and technical things for the help desk. Let's move on to the next area of our classroom. Here you can see one of the most frequently used areas of our classroom. Some of you may wonder how we get assignments in an online classroom. Well, there you have it. This is the area in which we receive and also turn in our assignments. Follow me as I click on Seminar 1. You can see here a weekly list of assignments. At the top is a tutorial that the instructor feels is important for the classroom to read or to watch. The next thing you see is listed as 3 discussion questions. These are questions that the teacher asks that students generally turn in every week onto our discussion board, which is another very important area which we'll show you in just a moment here. You can see the quiz assigned. When they're ready to take the quiz, you'd simply click on that link. You have a allotted amount of time that you can take the test in, and then it will stop for you. Further down, you can see S3 written assignments, and it lists the assignments that are due for the student and where they can find the information. Once you've completed these assignments, you'd enter back into this area and click on the link for the individual assignment to turn it in. So let's turn in an assignment right now. Once you click on that specific assignment within the Seminars tab, you will see some information about it. Here you can see the name of the assignment, what day it's due, and how many points are possible. It also gives a little bit of information, such as the problems that were due. You can see further down in the assignment materials area that you can have different things, such as typing in information for your teacher in case they ask for specific things in there. But generally what's used is the red highlighted area called Browse My Computer. This is the area where you will upload the file that you've been working on. Many of you have probably used something similar to this when you uploading pictures to a social media site, or maybe you've even had to turn in files before to something. Once you upload your assignment, you'll get a confirmation that that file has been uploaded. You can add different comments in. And then once you're ready, you simply click Submit, and you're done. The discussion board is the most frequently used and most important area of an online classroom. This is where you'll interact with the other classmates and your instructor. You can carry on full discussions, turn in certain assignments, and carry on respectful and pertinent debates. This is in substitution of classroom time that you would get in the physical class. Participation is so strongly recommended that Baker generally requires students to participate 5 out of every 7 days in a seminar. The discussion board is very easy to use. It's similar to a chat or even Facebook, in which you would post a response to either the teacher or other students. If you were to enter, say, the WebQuest TurboTax link, you would see a list of every post that's been made, including a title and the posting student's name. You can tell posts that are new because they'll be in bold font. Now let's move on to the last classroom area. Last, but certainly not least, is the student tools section of our classroom. As you can see here, there's many different things in here. But probably the most important and most used area in here is the My Grades section. This is kind of self-explanatory. Obviously, this is where you go to check your grades each week. Hopefully, you have all A's in there. There's also some other very interesting areas that you can look up within the student tools. For instance, if you're having some trouble with Blackboard, you can get help right here in Blackboard Help. You can also look up the other students in your class for the roster, or send emails to other students right through here. Interestingly, you can also set tasks for yourself, and this will set a reminder within Blackboard. So you can see that this is a very important and helpful area for any student to look up.